So in this TensorFlow program, I'm using the different types of tensors we have in TensorFlow. So these are the different ways with which you can give inputs to your program. Okay, so we have the constant tensor, something like this. We saw that for in the previous program as well. So here we are using the tf.constant command to provide the constant value 5 to value underscore a, and this is a constant tensor. Const a is taking a tensor value which is 1, 2, 3, so this is a constant tensor. Now I'm using these two values here to do a multiplication operation which can be done using tf.mul command. Okay, and in the next step, I'm using a tf.variable. So this is a variable tensor, which means value b is a variable tensor. It is like a container which will hold or hold the values, or even after some updates, or it pretty much acts as a memory buffer, as a container. Okay, so what is special with tf.variable is that with tf.constant, as soon as you do this particular step, value a is filled with 5. Okay, but in the case of a variable tensor, this value underscore b is not filled unless the initialization command is run. Okay, so this is the initialization command, and this is run within the session. Okay, so this is another way. It is something different from what we saw in our welcome to TensorFlow program. So this is another way we can initialize or launch a session. So within the session, I'm running my initialization command, and once this this command is executed, value underscore b will be populated with the value specified here. Okay, so if you take a look at here, this value is again obtained by calling another function. So this is df dot square of value a. As you might have guessed already, this gets me a square of value a. Okay, so value a is nothing but 5. So value b, which is a variable tensor, is will be populated with the value 25 when this command is run. Okay, and this I'm using it with a constant tensor in an addition operation here. tf.add gives me an add operation between value b and const b. Okay, so using the constant tensors that I've got, I'm doing a matrix multiplication here, and for mat product 2, this, as you can see, it is a placeholder tensor variable. So for this placeholder tensor, we need to specify the type of values that should be fed to this one. Okay, so mat product 2 is used for this particular command to get a transpose of, I'm trying to get a transpose of a matrix. So mat prod 2 should be a matrix. Okay, so now who is feeding it with the input is the feed underscore dict. So if you're using a placeholder tensor, you can feed the variable, the placeholder variable, with values only using feed underscore dict that you can mention as an argument for the session.run command. So in the next line, I have the initialization command, and within the session, I'm executing the initialization command, and then mat product 1, which gives me the matrix multiplication result. And the third line, the third session.run, is to deal with the placeholder tensor. Okay, that is to do with initialization of the placeholder tensor variable. So this is how you initialize it. Okay, and now let's run this and see. Okay, so this is my matrix multiplication result, and this one is my transpose result.